नमस्सर्वेभ्यः स्वागतम्। अत्र संस्कृतभारत्या एवं कृतमस्ति। एतावत्पर्यन्तम् अस्माभिः विविध समास समस्तकरणे किञ्चित् ज्ञानं प्राप्तं। यथा तत्पुरुषः, तत्पुरुषे अपि सामान्यतत्पुरुषः अपि च तत्र कर्मधारय द्विगुः इति द्विधा अधिकभेदाः। तदनन्तरम् उपरि पुनः यदि आगमिष्यामः तत्पुरुषस्य स्तरे द्वन्द्वः बहुव्रीहिः अव्ययीभावः तु अद्य एव दृष्टम् अस्माभिः दृष्टः समासकार्यः। इदानीं तत्र सर्वसमासनियमाः इति what is common amongst all the samasas, what kind of rules we follow, some aspects of that is being taught now. So now you know the 6 kinds of samasa. I mean 6 kinds as they identified. Really there is a little bit more classification classically, but this is okay. 6 kinds of samasa. Here are a few general points to be noted in connection with them. In a samasa, the former word will be in its pratipadika form. So the first half will be pure pratipadika. Okay, it won't be having any vibhakti pratyaya, but this is usually there are some what we call, okay, I am giving this is a little additional information. There are a class of samasas that are also identified as additional qualification for them will be called aluk samasa. Aluk is a Paninian term, that means look na bhavati yasmin aluk iti. So the look, what is look is a Paninian term for the lopa that happens for the pratama pratipadika. Okay, so he called look, that technique is look title given. So in his formula, in his progression, mathematical progression, when there is a look tag, that means you remove that vibhakti, like that vibhakti pratyaya from that part. So now aluk samasa is where there is no look happening, for some exceptions. So there are samasas where the first part pratipadika does not lose its vibhakti pratyaya in certain cases. They are not the rule, they are the exception. Okay, so here the rule is given, I mean common 90+%. In a samasa, the former word will be in its pratipadika form. The base of a noun is known as pratipadika. They are just reminding us. Therefore, the case ending of it is not visible. As a matter of fact, when we compound 2 words, the vibhakti of both of them elides. So first we do aluk of both the vibhakti pratyayas, and then a vibhakti is newly added to the samastapada. So for example, Ramaha, Lakshmanaha cha is there. Ramaha has pratama vibhakti ekavachana, Lakshmanaha has pratama vibhakti ekavachana, but Rama Lakshmanau has dvivachana of pratama vibhakti. So straight away there is a vyathyasa, there is a difference. That's why we need to take the vibhakti out and reinstall. Like I told earlier, sometimes the vibhakti pratyaya though may remain in ekavachana like the previous contributor, it may take on a different antakriya. Rajan becomes Raja, Raja Shabda, Karanta. Like this there are vyathyasas, variations happening. Of course, we know Avyayi Bhava generates an indeclinable itself. Such a grand variation is happening there. So where is the question of vibhakti for that? So these kind of things are there in the picture. So we'll read with that knowledge. As a matter of fact, when we compound, the compounding is samasta karana. 2 words, the vibhakti of both of them elides, and a vibhakti is newly added to the samastapada if required. We should add. But it is generally said that the vibhakti of the purvapada disappears. So overall what it appears to our simple brain, oh, left side has lost its vibhakti and right side has retained the vibhakti. But technically we know it's a new vibhakti attachment according to the needs. Neela Megaha. Here you do not find a vibhakti pratyaya after the word Neela. Okay. But what is the definition? Neelaha Megaha. Neela Megaha. Karmadharaya. Okay. Visheshana Purvapada Karmadharaya. Neelascha asau Megaha. Neela Megaha. Like that. Between the 2 words of a samasa, the sandhi should. So that is point number 1. So basically stripping the vibhakti and reattaching the vibhakti, one vibhakti for the whole samasapada as required. That critically as required is important. Between the two words of a samasa, the sandhi should necessarily be affected. So samase sandhihi nitya. Sandhi is a strilinga pada. So samase sandhihi nitya. There is actually a beautiful verse. I wish I had taken time to put that verse here. So where all the sandhi karya is enforced. Okay. So vyutpati, when we do a pada vyutpati, all the elements that contribute to that pada has to necessarily join in a sandhi karya. So for example, pra plus gacchati, I mean pra and gacchati don't have any sandhi, but at least the samyokta happens. Pra plus ang plus gacchati, pra gacchati. So I don't know what's the intent of that combination, but anyway, so I'm saying there is an enforcement. So upasarga and dhatu, it is nitya. Then prakriti and pratyaya, it is nitya. Okay, and then it is nitya in a samasa. Okay, but it is vivaksha, it is the choice of the writer in a sentence level between words. Okay, when there is a legal word which is either a tinganta with a lat lakara ending, or is a subanta with a sup pratyaya ending, or an avyaya could be with a sup fixated or elided. So these three types of padas are participating. Now between those, a sandhi is a vivaksha. So it is your choice to do or not. Overdoing it is also wrong, underdoing it is also not liked. I won't say it is wrong or something, it is not liked. There are certain vibhaktis, certain sandhis that are kind of done because they are pronunciation aids. Without them the reading becomes harsh, like softening due to jastva, etc. Even at a distance they are carried out. And sandhi doesn't necessarily always mean that there is a samyoga. I mean basically that there is a loss of a space between two words or something, or two parts or something. Sandhi sometimes is at a distance also. There are some sandhis that are affected. Okay, something to remember. All right. Between two words of a samasa, sandhi should necessarily be affected. Affected means carried out in that sense of the word affected. Okay, not AFF, EFF. Okay, Bhagavat plus anugraha, Bhagavad anugraha, the softening of the takara has happened. Then the simple samyoga of the dakara with the akara has happened. Jashtva sandhi has taken place here. Okay, followed by a samyukta. Okay, Rama plus Anujaha, Ramanujaha. Oh, my own name. Okay, so a plus a, so Savarna Dirgha Sandhi has taken place. Okay, you cannot in a sentence break them apart and read it, because this Rama has lost its Vibhakti Pratyaya. So it doesn't have a Padasangnya anymore. It cannot belong at a sentence level directly anywhere in the architecture of the sentence. So it belongs together. So this is because it's a samasa pada. So it is nitya. So you cannot break them. You can break them for textbook and exam purpose, but in a kavya you can't break them. Okay. Sardha ekadasha vadanam. Sardhaika ekadasha vadanam. So again, sa ardha sardha is a pratipadika there. So if you wanted to separate it, then you have to do vigraha. Sardham ekadasha vadanam, athva ardhadikam ekadasha vadanam, something you have to do. Okay, so you cannot just separate it out without changing its sense in the sentence so that it belongs. So better to just stick it together. And so sardhaikadasha vadanam, 11.5 hour. Vriddhi sandhi has happened. A plus a, I has happened. Vriddhi. Okay. So that's about the nityatva of the sandhi kriya that they are demonstrating in samastapada. So every example here is of course samastapada. Just pointing out. Okay. See, it's Bhagavat is actually a pratipadika. So okay. While dissolving a samasa that has more than two words, basically that means there are consecutive samasas or some kind of multi-word dvandva. Typically, calling it multi-word dvandva itself is a oxymoron. Okay, anyway, dvandva being dual nature. Anyway, so has more than two words, you must take them two at a time. Okay, good. Okay, only in dvandva samasa, all the words in the compound can be dissolved in one vigraha vakyam. It is a technical allowance to simplify, to not to overdo. In other places, like for example, tatpurusha will happen, then some bahuvrihi will happen. So better to hierarchize the construct. We saw yesterday also some examples like that, right? So hierarchizing it, I don't know what is the exact English word for that. Hierarchizing it is nice. Okay, so now in places like dvandva there is no necessary, because all of them have same participative force in the eventual word, because ubhaya pada pradhana or multi dvandva is sarva pada pradhana, like that. So maybe they are making an allowance. In the coming lesson, basically in the sense of Ramascha, Lakshmanascha, Bharatascha, Shatrugnascha, Rama, Lakshmana, Bharata, Shatrugnaha, plurality of four of them. Okay, so that's what they have pointed here. In the coming lesson, you will learn in detail about compounds that have more than two words, Bahupada Samasaha. Okay, so they are going to teach us further with practical examples also, because so far they have tried to keep it simple, but they will try to show the hierarchy of samasas, because most kavya do contain such hierarchies. Of course, this multi-word dvandva is very easy one, but other stacks where bahuvrihi is tatpurushas are all and karmadarayas are all flowing together. Samastapada, number 4. Samastapada, even if it ends with with different cases, Vigraha Vakya should be written with Prathama ending. In fact, my advice is Prathama Ekavachana ending you do. Especially if you are going to a different Vibhakti, do Prathama Ekavachana and then directly go to the Bahuvachana of whichever Vibhakti. Slightly better. Rather than forcing a Vachana Samya in Prathama, which Samskrita Bharati has kind of done. In some places they have done some Vachana Samya. Okay. Of course, if it is a Dvandva, it will be in Dvivachana or Bahuvachana. That is given. You cannot do Ekavachana. Yeah. Samastapada, even if it ends with different cases, Vigraha Vakya should be written with Prathama ending, and at the end, Tam, Tena, Tasya, Tad Shabdas, other Vibhakti translations. Of course, in Pullinga or Strilinga as required. Here they have just shown some Pullinga examples. Should be added to indicate the required Vibhakti. Pitambarena, Pitam Ambaram Yasya Saha Kama, Tena, Pitambarena will roll back there after this. Okay, don't need to write it again. You can if you wish. Okay. Dasharatha Putraya, Dasharatasya Putraha. In fact, sometimes I even in the exam put Dasharatasya Putraha, Dasharatha Putraha, Kama Tasmai Dasharatha Putraya, like that. Okay, see, Tasmai has a Sarvanama declension in Tritiya Ekavachana. This Putraya has a Pullinga, Akaranta Pullinga declension. So, Tasmai shouldn't misguide into put Putrayai or Putrayai or something like that. Be careful. Each one for himself. Okay, so any questions with this respect to these four? These are four important ones they have highlighted. There are, if you go to the Samasa Pustaka of Mahabaleshwara Bhattavarya, which is a good book available on Samasa, there are lots of such rules outlined. Yes, Varya.
You have given Yashoda Nandana as an example of Bahuvrihi. But actually it's Shashti Tatpurusha, right? Yashodayaha Nandanaha.
It can be if Nandana is taken as the Pradhana Pada. Yashodam Nandayati Yahasaha Yashoda Nandanaha, like that also you can construct. Maybe it's a weak example. I agree. Maybe I should put a less controversial in my slide. I agree. It's not a strong example.
So that is because it is Krishna, right? Sir?
Yeah, but what Arya is arguing is that Yashodayaha Nandanaha, Yashoda Nandanaha is a possibility if there is no need to refer to another.
Krishna.
Yeah, Krishna. But yes, being
literal.
So, but the why he is pointing out, I will tell you. Because if I want to make it into a Bahuvrihi Vigraha Vakya, I have to switch to some Kriya Pada Nandayati or something which is not a style of the Vigraha. So, it's not a good example, because my example, if I am forcing into current Vigraha Vakya technique, Yahasaha emerges. So, it fails the Bahuvrihi Vigraha, because Yashodayaha Nandanaha Yahasaha I have to say to point to Krishna, and that is illegal. So, that means either I have to stick to Tatpurusha. What kind of Tatpurusha? Actually, Shashti Tatpurusha is the one. So, my example is bad. Okay, I agree with him. I will edit it out. Thanks. Actually, I think you guys are teaching me more than I am teaching anything to you guys. So, obviously, this Yahasaha I have also highlighted a lot. I wish the textbook had some detail about that, how we should reject these samasas where Yahasaha emerges and rethink about what it is. Okay, because this Nandana is a whole, that's why it doesn't belong in Bahuvrihi. So, that's the problem there. I mean, it feels like Bahuvrihi, but it doesn't fit the Vigraha Vakya sense of Bahuvrihi. Again, because of the whole nature of Nandana being whole of Krishna. That's why it is not fitting. That's why I am forced to say Yahasaha. If Nandana is part of Krishna, I could Nandanam Yasya Saha, something like that. I cannot put it. So, okay.
Mahodaya, sometimes we use Dasharatha Putraha Ramaha in Bahurvidevi sense, no? Like that.
Dasharathasya Putraha Dasharatha Putraha. That is Shashti Tatpurusha only. Dasharati is a different technique available to point to Rama or any other progeny of Dasharatha. Dasharatha Putraha doesn't belong as a Bahurihi. Again, because Putra like Nandanaha is entire son, so it doesn't belong. You saw the problem, right? Yeah. Yeah, sir, you were trying to say something.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sir, Apatyam Puman will always become categorized as Tadhitanta.
That one Dasharati, not Dasharatha Putra.
Yes.
Correct.
So that will go to Tadhita.
Correct. Slowly we are learning that, for example, this Rama Anujaha. So, Ramasya Anujaha belongs to Yahasaha category mentally. I don't need to put it down there. So, it is Tatpurusha, brother of Rama. But I, as the brother, I am a whole entity. So, I cannot put it as Lakshmana. I mean, in the end, it is Lakshmana we know as a Paryaya Pada. So, but it is not a Aparapada Pradhana. It is Anuja Pada Pradhana. That's all. Same way, there Nandana Pada Pradhana, Yashoda Nandana. So, actually, Mahodaya was absolutely right. I have a bad example there, which fails my own criteria, what I tried to teach last time when we looked at Bahuvrihi. It's a tricky thing. Good thing we are making those mistakes and learning. Yeah. Everything doesn't have to come through Samasta Vritti. I mean, Samasa Vritti. Tadita Vritti is there, Krit Vritti is there. There are paths to generating similar sounding words from other Vrittis if something doesn't fit the bill of Samasa Vritti. Okay. It's very nicely technically organized by the grammarians, I should say. Slowly we start appreciating. Initially it looks little puzzling. Oh, why so many things? But it's all so scientifically done that there is no doubt left in us after we learn it well. Okay. Alankaraha. Vishesha Vishayaha. Alankaraha. So now we have stepped into the where they used to teach us, remember, first few lessons they taught us Tadditas and all that. Then they switched to Alankara in the last lesson, 5th lesson. So we are continuing that Paddhati. There we learnt, I think, Upama largely, right? So we are going to learn a few more now. Oh no, this is the first lesson on Alankara. Is it the first lesson? Yeah. See, sometimes what happens to me now, I am preparing these lessons and I am teaching. So when I am preparing these lessons, I almost get the feeling I taught it sometimes and I get confused about timelines. You please pardon me for that. Hitherto, we have known in general different words and affixes used in Sanskrit language. So, sixth lesson we are stepping into Alankara first time. So, hitherto, up till now, this hitherto is a Queen's English for up till now. We have known in general different words and affixes used in Sanskrit language. I mean, pada and pratyaya, but they meant to say prakriti pratyaya in Sanskrit language. Due to a variety of words and word formation, the language has attained perfection. I agree with this statement. Just what we were trying to say. So many vrittis, techniques. How are words construed? Construed means constructed. What subtle meaning underlies the words? What delicate, subtle means very, very hidden, not very prakati krita meaning underlies the words. To analyze these questions, we have a separate science. I don't know the expansion of this viz. I used to know one time some Latin expansion.
It is namely actually,
Namely, but there is, it's usually coming from some short form, no? This viz, piz, etc. Maybe it doesn't matter. Namely is enough for us. Alankara Shastra. Okay, so there in Kavya Shastra, Alankara Shastra is a subtext under Kavya Shastra. Okay, Alankara Shastra. Poetics are the science of figures of speech or poetry. Okay, let us know about figures of speech or Alankaras in this session. Let us know is not a plead, let us learn in that sense. Let us learn about figures of speech or Alankaras in this lesson. See, English is such a poor language. If you don't use the correct tone, the meaning goes away somewhere else.
So as I said, vid is basically abbreviation of Videliset, basically.
Videliset. Oh.
Videliset. So that is a Latin word which is used for namely, like.
So
the short form
of as the following, some sense like that. Vide means no or see. Il means whatever follows. Zet must be this, like that. We can almost read it. Latin is also a very structured language like Samskrita. It is a good sister of Samskrita that way. Okay. I mean, I can see that a lot in Italian, that I know somewhat. Ramayana, Mahabharata, Raghuvamsha, Shakuntalam actually, but anyway, Shakuntala and others. See, reading the Dirgha, Rasva, everything is murdered when you read it in English. Unless they use accented English letters, it's meaningless. Anyway, are literary works in Sanskrit. We experience an inexplicable joy when we read these works. I attest to that. This joy is called chamatkara or poetical charm. Okay, chamatkara. This magical power. The sources of chamatkara are rasa, sentiment, guna, excellence, bhava, feeling or emotion, and alankara, figure of speech. I would say alankara encompasses. It's a different category. I agree. Rasa. Sentiment is about how the story emerges, like we empathize with Draupadi character. Our sentiment is tickled by how the rasa flows with respect to what sufferance she is having under different contexts. That is rasa. Guna is simply excellent Samskritam, well engineered sentences, or even the high quality of societal description, the good honorable things that occur in the storyline. These are all points of excellence. Bhava basically I think is close to rasa. So probably bhava is a result of rasa in my opinion, but potentially there are kavis who will say no, it is a separate thing, so will not argue. And alankara, this is clearly a separate science altogether. It's about the figure of speech, how the meter itself is the first base for alankara. I mean, the fact that they have metric arrangements is the first science of alankara. So that is Chandas Shastra. That's also a sub Shastra under this thing, Kavya. Okay, so alankara, figure of speech. Kavya or poetry is beautiful when actually Kavya, as Samskritam uses, is not mere, actually it doesn't map. Poetry is only a subset of Kavya according to Samskrita Kavya Pada. Kavya includes Gadya. So where is poetry and Gadya? They are diametrically opposite, but Kavya includes both. So there is a much larger definition for Kavya. Our ancient authors recognize that just because it is textual doesn't mean there is beauty in it. The feeling of rasa, guna, bhava, alankara can happen in Gadya also. So they call that too an Kavya. So this is a larger definition of Kavya, poetry, than poetry word itself implies in the English language. Okay, all right. Kavya or poetry is beautiful when these are present. Of these, we will briefly study Alankara here. For example, just even take English itself. Something like, for example, the stories of Sherlock Holmes. For me, it is poetry in motion. There may be no verses there. The language, high skilled language that Conan Doyle uses is poetry in motion. So, yeah, I agree with the Kavya definition of Samskritam, which English failed to recognize. Yeah.
Epic we can call, no?
Yeah. I mean, epic is used in the sense of itihasa sense by English people. Yeah, but it is poetry. It is not. It is textual poetry, not metric poetry. That's all. Anyway, Alankara here. Just as ornaments adorn a body, so do Alankaras adorn a Kavya. Yeah, good. Alankaras are broadly of two kinds. Shabdalankara, figure of speech in words, that means as sounds. Okay, rhyming. Basically, what we call rhyming in English belongs here. Mostly, you see in English poetry, dominance of rhyming is, more. Though there are later emergences where rhyming became less important and other things were important, but you can see the dominance of rhyming in English is merely a weak subset called Shabdalankara in Sanskritam. Arthalankara, figure of speech in sense or meaning, that is given larger treatment, and enormous classification of various Alankaras under Arthalankaras come for us. Some under Shabdalankara. Typically both are found in combination in Sanskritam. Shabdalankara is not forsaken. In fact, the very fact that we are putting it in a meter almost forces certain Shabdalankara, right? Meter itself is to force certain Shabdalankara. But even above that normal metric limitation, there are Shabdalankara. Like what I mean by meter forces is Dirgha, Hrasva combinations, Guru, Lagu combinations. There is a kind of tonal Alankara there, Guru, Lagu combinations. Anyway, Shabdalankara. In Shabdalankara, sounds are important. In a composition, be it prose or poetry, if a consonant or consonants reoccur once, it is called Chekanuprasaha. So, if there is a ga heard a few times, or some kra heard a few times, then it is kind of Chekanuprasaha at the very base level. I mean, there is no mandate that it should occur at the end of the pada, it should occur with certain gap, equal gap, etc. But yes, we know this Chekanuprasa is more enjoyable if there is repetitive distance which is common, right? It is not enjoyable if ga comes together at one place and after so many letters one more ga comes. Nobody will enjoy that. So, some aga, taga, paga, like that, if it comes, we enjoy more. That is a equidistant placement is also. They have not highlighted that, but yeah. So, Chekanuprasaha. Okay. Anuprasa literally means that rhyming. Okay. If one or more consonants recur many times, it is Vrityanuprasaha. Okay. So, this Cheka is like a simple first level recur once. So, that means two elements are found, ka, like that. So, if it is more, then we call it Vrityanuprasaha. It's basically, it's like, Dvipada Dvandva, Bahupada Dvandva, like that. Okay, more or less. So, the Vrityanuprasaha is a more recurrence than Chekanuprasaha. Very weak difference, really, in my opinion. almost didn't demand a new name. But anyway, if a group of consonants in a certain order, that means the order, it's basically some sabpada or a pada itself, okay, are repeating. Okay, if a group of consonants in a certain order recur, some pratipadika or a pada repeats, giving different meanings. See, because to give different meaning, it better be at least a upapada, if not a full sampurna pada. So that's why it's important that it is not just some random set of consonants, it is part of a word, a significant part of a word, at least a pratipadika. So different meanings, it is called yamakam. Okay, so this I agree is distinct from normal repetitions, because you see, yamakam, you cannot simply call it shabdalankara. Different meanings has come into picture. According to them, definition of very definition of meaning is belonging in arthalankara. So yamakam is one thing which embeds shabdalankara into arthalankara, because artha variation is introducing that color in the shabdalankara. So to classify yamakam as a shabdalankara is a weak attempt, but at least here we are reading it, so just take it. But understand truly it is a combination. Okay, with actual examples it is better seen. Let us see. These are some familiar subdivisions of shabdalankara. Okay, Sharada, Sharadamboja, Vadana, Vadanambuje, Chekanuprasaha they call it, because two repetitions are there. Sharada, Sharada, Vadana, Vadana, like that. Because the definition is a consonants or a set of consonants recur once. So our consonants here is many. You have to read many there. So that's what has happened. Okay, true. So Sharada word here and Sharada word here, the Kavi has not duplicated just for vocal colorization. He means something else here, something here and something else here. Okay, so according to Vyakhyana we have to study what different meanings are possible and take them. Okay, similarly Vadana, Vadanambuje. So beautiful. See, he uses separately and then as part of something separately. So there is this is one of the excellent examples of Chekanuprasaha. Okay, so so for example another one, Vrutyanuprasaha. Now only reason I could find why they titled it, I wish they highlighted like I did now in the screen. They have not highlighted and don't say anything much about why it is Vrutyanuprasaha. I found maybe Nakara Yakara, Nakara Yakara, Nakara Yakara. Maybe Swarakshara is allowed to vary. It's more about Vyanjana, right? See, consonant, remember that. Consonant. So we don't consider the varying swara as any disturbance for the equivalence. So Nyam, Nye, Nye, they are all considered repetitions as far as Chekanuprasa is concerned. So there is one Chekanuprasa and one Vrutyanuprasa, Nya, and one Chekanuprasa in this line, Dhara Dhara. So Tavastanyam Manye Dharani Dhara Kanye, like that. Okay. Okay, then Saraswati Prasadam Me Sthitim Chitta Saraswati Saraswati Kuru Kshetra Kurukshetra Saraswati. Kurukshetra. I have missed out highlighting it. There is one more alankara there. Yamaka. So this Yamaka is when different meanings comes. Here directly by splitting they have shown, gave it off. Okay. So we of course unfortunately they didn't provide any Vyakhyana for this. I also ran out of time to try and do search for these and do Vyakhyana. Maybe my knowledge is not deep enough to completely what you call, I can say 100% I have understood what is the Yamaka variation. Okay, so I will leave that one, but of some things that I have been able to analyze I have presented. Okay. Okay, by the way, I could find this one definitely we can find the Vyakhyana because it's part of Saundarya Lahari. It's one of the more famous creations of Shankaracharya. So from that we can tell this one, I think. Saundarya Lahari Shankaracharya Hakila Kopi Janati va?
Yes, sir.
Shankaracharya. So that is part of Shankaracharya Saundarya Lahari. I found the whole verse. It is part of a huge metered verse. Tavastanyam manye dharani dhara kanye hridayatah payah paravarah parivahati sarasvatamiva So para is little repetition is there. Then dayavatya dattam dravida shishu raswadya tavayat kavinam praudhanam ajini kamaniyah kavayita. Maybe he is offering the prayer to his own mother, I feel, because tanyam means mother's milk here in this context. Or maybe it is about Ganga, maybe it is about Saraswati, because he is having the feel that Saraswati is feeding us all with her knowledge, that sense, maybe. So I don't know, I'm not good enough to exactly tell, because that kind of depth is required to analyze such deep kavi prayatna such as Shankara. It's not easily interpreted just using literal meanings. Okay.
Mahodaya.
Bhagini.
That first one, Sharada Sharadam Bhoja Vadana Vadanam Bhuje.
I have above.
That
I have above,
actually
so we
that
can
is
analyze that.
more of Yamakalankara than Chekanuprasa.
Yeah, I agree. That's why you see above. Sharada Sharadam Bhoja Vadana Vadanam Bhuje Chekanuprasaha Yamakancha. Repetition is there. That. No, I wrote it. I mean, they should have identified. But because by very nature, the repetitions have different meaning also, it is Yamaka. If they didn't have different meaning, like here, like something else, like for example, Dhara Shabda. Dharani, Dharakanya. Dhara is not having any independent meaning that can be attributed as separate here and there. Okay? Because both means that which wears, where sense is there in Dhara in both places. Okay, so but here not so. Okay, and we will first go into this because Bhagini highlighted that. So let's go how Chekanuprasa, because one duplicate is there. Simply it is a pure Shabda level analytical determination, but because those two are actually wholesome words which are also having Yamaka, so essentially Yamaka, if it is Yamaka of two repetitions, it is Cheka also. If it is Yamaka of multiple repetitions, it's Vrityanuprasaha also. Just to Bhagini probably will appreciate that. So a Chekanuprasa, Vrityanuprasa also could become a Yamaka if there was different meanings. If you consider the meanings also, that's all. Okay, that's why this Yamaka, I call it a little bit more than just Shabdalankara, because just Cheka and Vritti Anuprasa covers the Shabdalankara. So Yamaka covers something more. That's why here they are both. Okay, so Sharada Sharadamboja Vadana Vadanambuje Sarvada Sarvadasmakam Sannidhim Kriyat. So it's not just he is tom-tomming the name twice. See the meaning. Bhavartha He Mukha Khamale. Okay. So Amboja Vadana, Sharat Kal. So one Sharada is given in the Sharat Kal me. Okay. Of course, I don't want to go behind Vyutpal, but you can see the Sharat and Sharada. That means some Taddita growth on Sharat Kal. So Sharadi is become Sharada like that. Okay. Sharat Kal me Utpann Kamal ke Saman. Okay. Utpann Kamal is Sharada sense is there in that. Mukhavali, Saman Mukhavali. Okay. So Amboja Vadana. Okay. Kamal ke Saman Mukhavali must be Amboda Vajana. I don't know exactly, I should have brought out the meaning difference. Anyway, so next Vadanambuje, where is that? Okay. So our Ambuja is also Kamala. So maybe this is also Vadanambuja.
Sharada Amboja would be born in the waters.
Actually Kamala is called Ambuja because it is born in water. That Ambuja is Kamala. Yes. But here Sharadamboja Vadana, here Vadanambuje. So there is some difference he is trying to. Here it is address. If you see Vadanambuje, hey Vadanambuje, hey you with the face of the Kamala. This is the Sambodhana. Sharadamboja Vadana is trying to say something different than just what Vadanambuja address means. Okay. So yeah, I am not able to appreciate the difference so much. It's there in the meaning, but I am not able to associate precisely. Anyway, our sab manorathon ke sada dene wali ma Sharada. So Sarvada, one who gives everything. Sarvada smakam, always. So this sarvada is one who gives everything. This sarvada is always sense, which we know both meanings. Sarvam dadati iti sarvada. Dadati ya sarvada. I mean, what samasa, you don't worry. One who gives everything. Okay. So sarvada, always also sense is there. Okay, that's an avyaya sense of sarvada. So sarvada, sarvada smakam, that's just a elision there. Ours. So one who gives everything always to us. Okay, and then sannidhim kriyat. Let's see. Sab sampattiyon ke saath hamare mukh mein sada nivas kare. So sannidhi, one is taken in the sense of our face. I mean, basically Saraswati has to be in our mouth. What is the use of her as a photograph on the altar? So that's why this is beautiful here. So sannidhim, I mean in our mouth sense. Okay, sannidhim kriyat. Okay, so sannidhim here is the probable of proper some is in the sense of some going into sun parasavarnatva. Okay, so sannidhi means Shri. So proper Shri. So in our mouth may the proper sampatti of you, may it happen like that. May we become panditas. Finally the prayer is may we become panditas due to praying to you, something like that. Sannidhim kriyat. So make my mouth full of richness, which means make my language skills high. Sab sampattiyon ke saath hamare mukh mein sada nivas kare. So it's a little lame, but we got to the difference of sannidhi words here. Only here I am a little bit struggling, but that's okay. Maybe I will find something to explain better.
Reside in my mouth.
Correct. Saraswati, may you reside in my mouth in a rich way. In a rich way is the second sannidhi.
Dhanyawad Mahoday. Tambhoja, and this is Alpa Prana Bhuja.
Correct, Bhagini. You recognize. This Ambu is water. This Ambu. That Ambhoja is something else which I don't know what is happening there. We will analyze. I am sure some Vyakhana explains this better than what my Hindi stuff is. This actually I picked up from something. Somebody had asked me to give some talk somewhere, and at that time quickly I had to slap it together and found somebody who had done some Hindi Vyakhana and put it together. But now looking back, it's not micro associating accurately. Okay, leave it. Okay, leave it. So then you see, this is you see the Shabdalankara here. Okay, here there is no Yamaka essence, there is a lot of Shabdalankara. Maybe this is very good fit for Vrityanuprasa, because, or maybe even here and there Cheka, because only one repetition is what. See, this one is Shiva Tandava Stotram, which is also very famous, right? Shiva Tandava Stotram. So Jatatavi Galajjala Pravaha Pavitasthale Gale Valambya Lambitam Bhujanga Tunga Malikam Dhamad 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 Dhamanninada Vaddamarvayam Chakara Chanda Tandavam Tanotu Na Shiva Shivam. Okay, so in this place you see Tata Lala Lele Lambya Lambi Gaga. Okay, Dama 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 occurs many times. Another time again here. Then Da Chanda Tanda Tandavam, like that, and then Shiva Shivam. So here maybe we can find that Yamaka, because may Lord Shiva do the Shivam to us, like that, which is progress, Vriddhi, Prasannata or something they have. Some Sampannata. Okay, Sampannata Pradhan Kare. They have taken it in the Shri sense, Shriya sense. Okay, just like Sham means peace, Shiva means progressive things. Okay, richness, etc. Not in always money terms. So here there is, you can say with Shiva Shivaha, there is actually Shiva Shiva pair, there is a Yamaka. Other places it's probably purely Cheka or Vritti, depending on the repetition count. Okay, though the Lambya Lambi has a little bit of artha there, but not two different meaning. Avalambya is also the same sense of Lambate, and lambitam is also same sense of lambate. So there are two different parts of different words, but there is no meaning difference like Shiva, Shivam. Though technically if you go down to the word Shiva, is Genesis is based on Shivatva only, but still you can say Yamaka there. शिवतांडव स्तोत्रम उनके बालों से जटा, बालों से बहने वाले जल से गंगा, उनका कंठ पवित्र है और उनके गले में सांप है, गले अवलंब्य लंबिताम भुजंग सांप, ओके, सांप है जो हार की तरह लटका है, मालिकाम, और डमरू से डमट 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 की ध्वनि निकल रही है, दैट्स अ निनाद डमर डमर वयम इज वी, ओके, निकल रही है. भगवान शिव शुभ तांडव, सो वन इज शिव and one is शुभ, मे बी शिवम, तांडव नृत्य कर रहे हैं, वे हम सबको संपन्नता प्रदान करे. तनोतु has been expanded to this entire thing. Sabko samparnata, vayam is there, so sabko is there. Tanotu, asman tanotu, like that we have to take. Naha is also there, so I don't know where multiple pointers are there. As, okay. So maybe I think Shubha and Shiva are the Yamaka Alankara there. Okay. I mean, this is the limit of my ability in Alankara also. So, if there are no further questions, we will move forward. There may be some people having clarity, so you can offer definitely. Dwarkanatvarya, you are unmuted. You have a question, sir?
No, sir. The same thing Shailaja sister asked.
Oh.
I also had the same doubt. But unfortunately, it got unmuted without my knowledge.
No problem. Fortunately, you heard the answer. No problem.
Sorry.
No problem. Okay, so we'll move forward. Studying more of Arthalankara. Arthalankara. In Arthalankara sense, okay, Shabdalankara we study good number of examples. So we have seen, I think we have understood Cheka, Anuprasa and Yamaka reasonably well. In Arthalankara sense is, okay, in Arthalankara Kama, sense is more predominant than sound. It has many subdivisions. A few of them are given here. Upama Alankara, today we are addressing. Okay, I think largely today we are going to look at Upama only, or some part of Upama today. Simile, okay, what we call simile. I think E should have an accent there. It is the most important amongst all the Alankaras. Okay, I agree. It's very dominant. That's why it's important. If an object is compared with another object in respect of at least one common attribute, see, at least one common attribute. There can be many common attributes also. That is important to understand. Sometimes we miss that. It is called Upama Alankara. Mukham Chandraha Iva Sundaram. Okay. So the face like the moon, beautiful. So Sundaram is a Visheshana to Mukham. And if we take the Saundarya for Chandra also, Sundaraha, Chandraha, like that we have to take. But Chandrasya Mukham api Sundaram, Asyaha, Mahilayaha Mukham, Mama Mukham iti namaktum shaknomi, Mahilayaha Mukham api Chandraha iva Sundaram. It can mean another meaning if we talk of craters of the moon, but the Kavis don't mean it in that sense. Okay. Face is like the new moon, beauty of the new moon. Face is beautiful like the moon. This Alankara has 4 parts, very important. So, Upameyam, Upamanam, Sadharana Dharmaha, Upamavachakam. So, memorize this. Upameyam, object of comparison, Mukham. Okay. So, what of this lady is being compared? The face. So, that which is being glorified with an Upama Alankara is called Upameya. Okay. That which is deserving of a Upamana is a Upameya. That which is deserving of a Visheshana is the Visheshya. I mean, like that you think. Okay. So, Upameya is Visheshya kind of relationship. The object of comparison, Mukham, face in the example. Upamanam, object to which that other one is compared to. So this is that well established known beauty or something of some object. That object we pick. Upamanam. So Chandraha is the Upamanam for Mukha. Okay. So it should be well known. Chandraha, the moon, is in the example. It should be well known. It can't be some Kavi Kalpana. It should be, people should appreciate, this is a great Upamana, like that. Okay. Sadharana Dharma. So this is the common attribute, or it could be a multitude of attributes. Okay. Common attribute. Sundaram. But here we don't use it as is. Sundaram as is. The word that is referring to the common attribute Sundaram, but the common attribute itself is, we have to do Taddita. Saundaryam is the common attribute. That is, beautiful is the word used, but the common attribute is beauty, which is Saundaryam. Beauty as it is derived from beautiful. Same way, using a Taddita Prakriya, Sundara Shabda generates Saundarya Shabda. So Saundaryam will be the common attribute, also is the correct way to state it. So if I put it in Samskritam, it will be clear the way they have put it. So Asmin Mukham iti padam upameyam asti, Chandraha iti padam upamanam asti, Tayoho sadharana dharmaha asti, Tayoho saundaryam. Like that. Upamavachakam, the term denoting similarity. Iva. So this fourth one, you may ignore it almost, but this is very important. Like. Whatever is equivalent to like. That word is iva here. In other places, yatha, vat. Vat is a pratyaya. It's not a word. It's a vat pratyaya. Like for example, Chandravat Sundaram. You can cancel iva, put Chandravat Sundaram. So Chandra goes into with a vat pratyaya. Okay. So Chandraha Eva is the meaning of Chandravat. I mean, it's some kind of vritti. I think it's some kind of krit vritti that generates that vat. Just like Tasil is there for Chandrataha, like that. Same way, vat is there for like Chandra. So it is another type of pratyaya there. So 100 plus are there, no? Better we have all these techniques. Okay. Sadrisha also. Chandra Sadrishaha. Chandra Sadrishaha Vaktavyam va Sadrisham va na janami astu. Chandra Sadrishaha Sundaram asti, like that maybe. Yeah. Etc. are also Upamavachakas. When all these four are explicitly stated, that means we find a distinct Upameya, Upamana, Sadharana Dharma and Upamavachaka located in the sentence or in some verse. This is just a sentence here, but it is part of a verse somewhere. When all these are found, explicitly stated, it is called Purna Upama. This is a Guna Sandhi, Purna Upama. So it is a Karmadharya, Purna Upama. When any of these, that is Sadharana Dharma or Vachaka Shabda, is not explicitly stated, then it is Luptopama. See here, what Samskrita Bharati has shown is only non-mention of Sadharana Dharma or Vachaka Shabda. Vachaka Shabda being this Upama Vachaka. Okay, Sadharana Dharma is their common attribute. Sometimes you don't need this. So that's when just Upameya word is found, Upamana word is found, and contextually we pick it up as a Upama Alankara. But it is not a Sampurna Upama, it is a Lupta Upama. Any three may be present, one may be absent, like that. But they have only stated the absentee as Sadharana Dharma or Vachaka Shabda. But in a deeper sense, in the Shastra, Alankara Shastra, more different types of Luptopamas are identified. I mean, it's difficult. Some of them with so many lopas, how can you even call it Upama? They have a more deeper Kavitva to identify and all that. So we don't want to go there. But here they have restricted. So let us just learn it as thus. But know that Shastriya definition is not limited to lacuna of just Sadharana Dharma mention or Vachaka Shabda mention. Or mention of neither. Is not either or type of thing you take mentally. Is not just Luptopama. Other things are also could be absent. Anyway, Vani Sudha Iva Asti. Okay. Speech is like sweet like nectar. So here we find Vani Shabda is the object being colored, and the colorful object to which it is attributed is Sudha, which is elixir, nectar, and then Iva is the Vachaka, and Asti is not having any contribution to the Sadharana Dharma. So what is the Sadharana Dharma? But we can know Madhuram, something like that, right? But it is not mentioned, it is not required. This Sudha is Madhuram is a well-known entity. No need for the Kavi to say Sudha iva Madhuram asti. Madhura asti. Okay, he has to use Madhura because of Vani. So he doesn't, in fact, Sudha is also Strilinga. So he doesn't have to write it. That's what they are highlighting here. Here the common attribute is sweetness. Actually, sweet is wrong. Sweetness. Okay. Okay. As stated in the above sentence, it appears as sweet. Yeah. Okay. Is not mentioned. Therefore, it is Luptopama. For us, it is Madhuryam iti. Sadharana Dharma. Here are some more examples of Upamalankara, wherein the Upamana, Upameya, etc. have been identified. So this is one of the most popular way in which questions may come. So it's good to collect these into your scrapbook. Krishnaha Megavat Shyamalaha. Only 3 things are there, it appears, but there is a Vat, you see. So the 4th thing is embedded as a Pratyaya, Vat Pratyaya to the Mega Shabda. So Krishna is being described. Megavat means like Mega. So Mega is the Upamana, Upameya is Krishna. Shyamala is the Sadharana Dharma. Shyamalatva, we should say. Shyamalatvam Sadharana Dharma. Megaha Upamanam. Krishnaha Upameyam. As a Padam, we can say Upameyam. And then Vat is Pratyayaha Upama Vachakaha. Vachakam. You can use both way. Okay. Alright. So Upamanam, Upameyam, that's what they have identified. So I don't need to read what is there. We have done the analysis. Abhimanyuhu api shuraha yatha arjunaha. This api is important to point to Upamana to Upameya. Okay. So some other place Abhimanyu can become Upamana to somebody, because we know the valor of Abhimanyu is famous, more famous than ordinary Shaurya. So yeah, but in this sentence Abhimanyu is the target and Shaurya is the Shuraha is the Upamana tacked on to him. And what is the Sadharana Dharma? Oh, no, sorry, there is more here. So I missed it. Abhimanyuho api Shuraha yatha Arjunaha. So yatha points to Arjuna as the Upamana, not just Shuraha part. So the Sadharana Dharma of Abhimanyu and Arjuna is Shaurya. So I got what you call short circuited. I should have read on yatha Arjunaha. So we have to keep our eyes open a little bit. So yatha is the Upama Vachaka, Arjuna is the Upamana, the father, the son is the Upameya, and Shaurya is their Sadharana Dharma. See here they have done that. Shauryam, Shyamalatvam. See here they have done the Tadita derivative to show the bhava of that Sadharana Dharma. Okay, very good. Kumbhakarnaha Talavrikshaha iva Asit. Talavriksha, very tall, right? Maybe a heavy date tree. Okay, so Kumbhakarnaha, in fact he would be always drunk with the Tala Rasa also maybe. Anyway, Kumbhakarnaha Talavrikshaha iva Asit. Luptopama is said. Okay, here. Now let's see what is missing. Kumbhakarna is mentioned and he is being attributed with the property of Talavriksha. So he is a Upameya. Upamana is Talavriksha. Okay, but nothing is stated about why he is similar to Talavriksha. But we know Talavriksha what it is famous for. 2 things. One is the drink it generates, another is its massivity or height. So he was tall like the Talavriksha. So here Aunatyam bracket, meaning it's not present but we can tell. Of course, containing liquor is my extension. See, this is all Viveka. Talavriksha also contains liquor. Maybe Kumbhakarna was also weak like that, given to drinking. That's why he used to sleep a lot. I don't know. I'm imagining. Nobody described it. Even Valmiki didn't describe like that. But anyway, okay. But you remember what they did? In order to wake him up, they actually bring wads of wine and food and all that. So maybe he was a drunkard. Okay. Upamanam. That's how I have read in Chandamama. I have to read Moola Ramayana to conclude the same. Upamanam Talavrikshaha Kumbhakarnaha upameyam. They have reversed the order here for some reason to confuse us. Vachakam iva sadharana dharma aunatyam luptopama nasti. Yeshaha nrupaha karna sadrishaha. Aha. So dhana shauryam, dhana shilata. Okay. Dhana shauryam also we can kind of say. Okay. Yeshaha nrupaha karna sadrishaha. Sadrisha shabda is the vachaka. Nrupa is the upameya. Upamana is Karna himself. Yesha is just there on the side. No need to bring it into equation. Luptopama because Dana is not mentioned. So Dana Shilata Sadharana Dharma. So I think nice examples they have given with which we can learn this very well. Okay. In the third and fourth examples, the Sadharana Dharma is not mentioned. It has been inferred. Typical Luptopamas miss these things which are very obvious like that. If you miss the upamana only, what is upamalankara? Like, yes, I agree. I think that's why they have limited themselves to absence of these simpler things. Okay. So, some examples to work with. I think we should do this and call it a day. It will take some time. Let the 2024 be productive for us. Sorry, I am by hook, trick, etc. I am stealing more time from you guys because probably I am overspending time in teaching. I am sorry about that. Adaha dattani vigraha vakyani avalambya samastam padam likhata. So using the vigraha vakya, we have to write the samastapada, but you guys have one more duty to identify the type of samastapada, otherwise it's meaningless. So crowdsourcing again. Vandana is ready. All ready. Rajiv, few more are getting ready, I think. Okay, good. Crowdsourcing. Nagarasya samipe. Upanagaram. Correct. Avyayi bhavaha. Well done. So our what our brain says, Nagara samipe. It is not incorrect, guys. Okay, let me tell you, Nagara samipe is not incorrect. Okay. It is not avyayi bhava, that's all. Okay, but please choose what is more appropriate for evaluators to give you marks. Okay. So please use upanagaram avyayi bhavaha. Yes, Bhagini? Somebody was trying to say something. Okay. Atmani kshamyatam, atmani in oneself. Atmani iti.
Adhyatma.
Adhi. Saptami is there, you see. Saptami followed by iti. Immediately think of avyayi bhava with adhi shabda. So adhyatmani. Adhi atmani adhyatmani. Adhyatmam avyayi bhava. I should not again use the vibhakti. Adhyatmam. Okay. So avyayi bhava adhi upapadena athava you can call it padena sakam. Purvapadam adhiti avyayam. Vidhim anatikramya. Yathavidhi. Okay, so this one is with yatha shabda. Avyayi bhava with yatha shabda. Again, you don't need to name because everybody is going to avyayi bhava. This becomes interesting when you start mixing the samasas. Vane. Prativanam. Okay. Vane prativanam. Okay. Avyayi bhava. Don't forget the avyayatva. Okay. Gunasya yogyam. Anugunam. Very good. Gunasya yogyam anugunam. Okay. Anurupam anugunam. Somebody I think did bring this up. Yes. So it's here in the exercise. Okay. Makshikanam abhavaha. Oh, kutra. Nirmakshikam. Asmakam Whitefield kshetraha nirmakshikam nasti. Nirmakshikam avyayi bhavaha. Jane. Pratijanam. Okay. So every single citizen. Pratijanam. Vakyametat pratijanam anveti. Applies to everyone. Sankhyam anatikramya. Yatha sankyam. So here it is
Yatha sankhya, I think. Yatha sankhya.
No, it
No,
is
Sankhya is feminine gender. When it becomes avyayi bhava, it loses the gender. So Sankyam only.
Correct, Bhagini. Good. So Sankhyam is Strilinga Dvitiya Vibhakti style. Okay, not exceeding Sankhya, like that.
Then
Okay.
it should be Yatha Vidhim na Guru Mahodaya.
Yatha Vidhi. Vidhi Shabda is Ikaranta Napumsaka. Yatha Vidhi. I mean, unfortunately, not everybody is like Phala Shabda. Some of them have actually Yatha Vidhi is an avyaya. Just the Napumsaka form Vidhi is avyaya. The Vidhi there is an avyaya form of Vidhi Shabda. Okay. Avyaya doesn't need to have Vidhim or something like that. Okay.
But I have doubt that Sankyam, how it can be. Please explain once again. Yatha Sankhya.
See, basically, the avyaya form of the Sankhya Shabda takes this Sankyam form. Vidhi is the avyaya version. How it is the Paninian flow is involved there. I am also not able to give you some simple one card trick to explain. Okay.
Mahodaya, I think for Akaranta and Akaranta, it takes the
Shabda.
And for Ikaranta onwards, it just keeps that.
Takes the Hrasva without the Visarga, it just takes the Vidhi form. Something like Napumsaka style, if you notice. Yeah. Napumsakas have this style, right? Yeah. All right. Artham. Pratyartham. Luckily here we already Artham. So Pratyartham. Avyayi Bhavah. Prati. All purpose. Maybe meaning earlier ones were easy for us. Upanagaram. Already the Vigraha Vakya told us the meaning. Here it is a little. So Avyayi Bhava here is in the sense of all purpose, I think. Pratyartham. Okay. Adesham Anatikram. Yathadesham. Very good. Adesham Anatikram Yathadesham. Yeah, as per the directive, like that sense. Okay. Yeah, somebody was trying to give an opinion on Artham. No.
It is Vane there and it is Artham there. Vane Jane and Artham. Why is that difference? I didn't understand. Vane Prati Vanam, Jane Prati Janam. Here Artham they have given.
We should check whether Artham has an avyaya form which is used here rather than the Saptami sense of Vane Jane. Okay. Artham we use now for that purpose, like that. So the purpose sense of Artham is maybe an avyaya. Okay. But then Artha Shabda separately exists to mean meaning, to mean money, etc. in other senses. Okay. But in its avyaya form, purpose is the sense. So for all purpose is Pratyartham. So the purpose sense of Artham is an avyaya Shabda, I think, if you check the dictionary. Okay. Unfortunately, is one of those collides that happen. The same form takes on different meanings and takes on even different lingas, and in one place an avyayatva also. This is a struggle. Some words challenge us like that. Okay. It is not arthe because artham is an avyaya. It is mean in for this purpose, for that purpose. Like that you think. For this purpose, for that purpose, for all purpose. Like that. Okay.
Pratyarthi also means opponent, I think.
Pratispandi, Pratyarthi, something like that. But that is the different form of arthi. Okay. That is a linga yukta shabda. Arti, actually that one may not be Mahaprana Thakar also. Artaha means one who is desirous. So Pratyarthi may be a Alpaprana Thakara. Class. Okay, so Adesham Anatikramya Yathadesham. You guys had already done it. So we will do this list, and then I have my family is already calling me. It's a duty for me to prepare tea for my in-laws. So they are saying, what are you doing teaching? Okay. Vigraha Vakyani Likata Yathamati.
Matim
Anatikramya. Easy one. Nirbhayam.
Bhayasya
abhavaha. Very good. Bhayasya abhavaha. Pratividyalayam.
Vidyalaye.
Here you do Saptami. Okay. Vidyalaye. In a class, in a school, in every school. Okay. Like that. Okay. Like I said, Pratividyalayam has a Saptam Yartha in that context. Upakrishnam.
Krishnasya Samipe.
Array, they threw this easy ball in between, a bouncer. Okay, all right. Yathakramam.
Kramam Anatikramam.
Kramam Anatikramya. Well done. Pratidinam. Already done. Dinam no. Dine. Dine Pratidinam. This is you remember, mostly Saptami, except here and there are some what you call bouncers. Yeah. Upavanam. Vanasya Samipe. Upavanam.
Vanasya Samipam.
Samipe. The style is to put that in Saptami. Pratimasam. Mase. Pratimasam. Salary should be given, something like that. Nirdosham. Doshasya abhavaha. Nirdosham. Okay. Doshasya doshanam also potentially you can pluralize it. Doshanam abhavaha nirdosham. Because better to use doshanam, because when we say nirdosham we mean not a single fault is there like that, which is absent in my classes. But yeah, so doshanam abhavaha. Loke iti. Adhilokam. Very good. Okay. Adhilokam. Adhi is having that saptami with iti. I think we guys have at least now learned enough to get marks, but all meaning, yeah, we still have ways to go. But remember, this Kovida is also restricted in how much it can teach us. So with this, we'll call it a day. So let us gather in the new year, okay, and continue our studies. So have a nice new year celebration, and wish you all a great 2025, especially on February last Sunday also.
Thank you.
See you all.
Mahodaya, can you spare me 1 minute?
Yes, 1 minute.
I want to wish everybody in Samskritam, Swami Tejomananji's composition.
Please do.
Kshanam pratikshanam yannavam navam taccha sundaram satcha tacchivam varshanutanam te shubham mudam uttarottaram bhavatu siddhidam kshanam pratikshanam yannavam navam
Wow, Bhagini. Well done. Bhagini, you wrote it yourself?
No, this is Swami Tejomananji's composition.
Oh, okay. Beautiful, but beautiful. Very, very simple, straightforward that we could understand, and it is a great way to wish in Samskritam. Just put it down as a verse in our group also.
I'll put it.
It will be nice. Yeah.
Yes.
Sir, 2 quick questions, sir.
Yes.
One is that some people are still having trouble logging in. If you allow, I'll try to make a short video of that.
You do that.
Process.
No question of allowing. You please do. Actually, Rajiv, another thing, you have been helping with this. I am highly thankful to you, because I won't have any time to pay attention, and you are doing that, sacrificing your own first 10 minutes for that to help out others. But what I would also request is, now and then when you see too much trouble, there is a way, once you join the Zoom meeting, you can go and extract the meeting details. I will show you how. Under more, actually under participants, somewhere under participants or somewhere, share, there is a way to, I think triple dot under participants, somewhere, not here also I'm not finding. Let me search for it.
Under more.
Under more,
captions,
under more.
record, docs, notes, whiteboard, reset to default.
Is there something for meeting link? Yeah.
Yes, Mahodaya. In phone.
So if you can find that out on such days where people are having trouble, just share that on those days in the group.
I haven't found it. If anybody else knows, they can share. The process.
I can tell the process. So if you are joining from a mobile phone or a computer, if you click on that green security privacy button, like a shield, green colored shield which says Zoom after that, and there is a drop down arrow. If you are joining from a phone, you can tap on the phone. On the very middle of the screen there is a drop down arrow after Zoom with a green shield. If you click on that, yes, on the top. If you click on that, it will give the whole details.
Invite link. Yes. There is a copy link. Yes.
Exactly.
Yes, I can.
Actually, in the participants, if, after joining, if you click the participant window, there is an invite button at the bottom left. At least it appears for me, and then there is a copy invite link under that. So there maybe we can obtain with the password link, and you can drop it in the group after we join. Unfortunately, it is only available after we join. Okay? Yeah.
Yes, sir. And the other thing, sir, I wanted to say was this Ananda Vishwanathan. I searched, but it's taking to Vishwanathan Anand. So I'm unable to. I'm going to the chess grandmaster.
Not a bad equivalent to go to, but I will share his channel. Especially, I will share the list for Leelavati that he has prepared. It's a good place to start. I'll be more than glad. Thank you, guys. Have a nice celebration. See you all.
Thank you.
Dhanyawada.